Tia sub. This is round number 11 for the Chinese Grand Prix. If you're tuning in now, you may have been seeing the end of the Pinnacle tier race. Rain did start to come out within the final couple of laps, so that does bring up a possibility of it today here in Shanghai. My name is Alan, and I am alongside Nick for another round in F1 Tia sub. How you doing, Nick?
I'm pretty good, thanks. I'm looking forward to this one. 16 top drivers here at F1 TS Hub in our Prestige tier. And we've seen in the previous weeks how close they can be in qualifying, how close they can be in the race. And it's all to play for here. Round 8 out of round 12 in this season 11. And I'm looking forward to getting the show on the road here tonight.
Yeah, 16 drivers in the lobby. Nick told me before the race we're supposed to have 18, but 16 is, you know, we can still have a race with 16, that's for sure. We can even have a race with 10, but looking at it right now, of course, we have Beast has a man that's always going to be a threat. There's Odoms, MLA, Sean, Techno Thrill. Again, a lot of these drivers do pose a threat today. I do see a familiar name. I wouldn't say it's favoritism, but because I know him from another league. Is it his either first or second race here in F1 TSub? There's McSendit in the Force India. Is it his debut today, or was it last week?
McSendit, it is his debut today, so he signed up. We didn't have a space until late yesterday, so yeah, worked extremely hard, and he did as well to get himself in for tonight's race. Only joined the tier literally about half an hour before this session, but we know he's prestige tier pace, and we expect big things from him, so big welcome to F1 TS Hub, and I'm sure he's going to fit in this prestige tier perfectly. Only Sean in the pits now, everyone else out on an outlap or about to begin. And just to point out, Alan, you probably wouldn't have seen, but the stewards' results, 3 times I believe this season, the stewards have handed out penalties to drivers in this tier for not moving out of the way on flying laps, basically not paying attention and in turn blocking someone on a flying lap. Odems got blocked by 2 drivers last week, both received a penalty, and I know it's happened in 2 other races, so this tier, they may be quick, but they need to make sure they're aware in qualifying, because you don't want to ruin someone's lap.
Yeah, definitely. It's just, again, this is a track where I think a lot of drivers will be self-aware. I mean, looking at it, there's that long back straightaway, so if you're in the way, you know, it may actually benefit the drivers just getting a lot of slipstream, but even in the corners through the S's, that may be a little disadvantage to try and move out of the way, because remember, you're on a lap as well, and there's a faster car coming up behind you, so, you know, it sucks, but I mean, if both of you are on a lap, you know, it's going to have to give, one's going to have to take. So it really just goes down to the fastest driver. But we have 8.5 minutes remaining. Hopefully none of those drivers, you know, are in those situations today. Because like you said, you know, your tires are very, I hate interrupting you, but I was going to say, it's very crucial for the tires. If you're in the middle of a lap and those tires already go up to like 5%, and then you have to slow down because, you know, a faster guy comes up behind you, it hurts you a lot. You have to go in the pits, get a new set of tires, make sure no one's in front of you or behind you, and, you know, it just hurts sometimes.
Yeah, I was going to say as well that being 12-minute short qualifying session obviously decreased from previous games. You know, most tracks you only get 2 runs at it, so you know if one of them's ruined, you've only got one time to get it right, which isn't easy. Noex sets the fastest time so far at 32.1, and Beast has purple helmet. I don't think he always wears purple helmet, but just noticing that on his McLaren, his teammate just goes behind Noex in second place. So it's just so competitive, this field.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we elaborated on a lot very well each race when we say it's competitive, and just to express how competitive it is. Usually every qualifying session, 7/8 divides the top 10. That's how close it usually is. And with the new driver McSendit, like I said, I know him. I will say every race that he's done, I've seen him do. Odom's raced with him, and every single race he has outperformed him. So I'm not saying he will today. I'm just saying look out for him, because he does pose a threat. Because I mean, Odom's already has a win this season. He had a win last season, finishing out in Abu Dhabi. So again, you know, Odoms is a good threat, and I'm looking forward to a lot of these new drivers, especially again Brady. It's his 4th race in TSUp. I know now, I believe for the prestige tier. You know, it felt like yesterday was his debut, and now this is already his 4th race. Remember, I wasn't here last week, so I have to count that one as well, including this one. So this today would make his 4th race, I believe, or 5th?
I think 4th, I believe. It's hard to keep track. Obviously, we have drivers come and go throughout the season, but you know, for the most part, those that, you know, stick around and enjoy it, they do stay We're riding on board with Sean at the moment as he heads down this long back straight. I expect to see lots of overtaking into this hairpin during the race. And look how close it is, the top three. Like, how do you even... If we were to do what Sky Sports do and, you know, compare all three of those cars side by side, onboard laps, there'd literally been centimeters in between them. As, yeah, the top three just separated by nothing. Shaw now pumps it into fourth. So you were just saying about the top 10 being separated by 7/10 of a second. And would you look at that? You were spot on, Alan. So it's not often that you call something commentary and then it happens. But today's your day, perhaps. A second covers the top 12. I mean, it's just one small mistake, one small lock-up, and suddenly you're going from 5th to 10th position.
Yeah, I was going to say, technically I am wrong, because if you round it, that'll just round up to 8/10. So I am a 10th off, but yeah, 7/10 it is for the top 10. Luis on pole by 100th of a second over Beastaz. So again, those two drivers are very fast. Eddie Odoms is third. 4th, 5th, 6th is Sean Nowick and Brady. 7th, Malley. 8th, Julian. 9th, McSendit. And 10th is Switchy. 10th figures not set a lap time yet, but he's on track right now. And I am going to point out the weather. Like we said, I think the procedure, not the procedure, the Pinnacle tier is about to finish up. Either they just finished up or they're about to.
On the last lap.
Yeah, I should have ended a couple minutes ago without the rain, but I was going to... Speaking about the rain, it seems pretty clear today, so I don't think it'll impact anyone qualifying, but do you think it'll rain today during the race?
It's definitely possible. We do see it often in China. And yeah, it's definitely a track which is tricky in mixed conditions. You know, you got some really technical corners on this circuit, you know, ones that really require at the front end of the car to really be hooked in. And I'm riding on board with Switchy, he's on an in lap. But yeah, it's interesting to see everyone in the pits, which means they're all kind of on the same strategy in terms of what runs they're planning to do. It's only Temp Fear, Switchy and Sean that have kind of gone a different way with that one. But 4.5 minutes left in this session, and we're going to see all of these drivers, I imagine, come back out to do another hot lap. Temp Fear, of course, will be on an alternate run, so we'll keep an eye on him as he comes towards the final sector. He's going to soon start his first flying lap. We'll see what he can do. Yeah, Abadias has won, and Sam finishes second in the Pinnacle race. Wama started last in 13th. He's managed to finish on the podium in third, so great comeback drive from him. All around a good race, even though there was only 12, they put on a good show. And yeah, looking forward to seeing these boys do the exact same thing, Alan.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, we have a lot more, I mean, not a lot more, but we have a couple more drivers, and again, I feel like it's a lot more closer. I feel like if you want to see the action, you know, the quickest races, if you want to see anything of that kind, you come here, because we have the fastest drivers, we have the closest drivers in any of the tiers, in my opinion. I just love this tier. You know, so many talented guys just have the same desire to go out there and win, and it's not expressed enough when, you know, again, a lot of these guys go out there set really, really close on times. Again, the racing is very close. Remember, 2 races so far this season, we've seen a last lap move to the lead, and, you know, it just goes down to the fact that they have the desire to win, and they're going to do what it takes. So, you know, if any of the other guys on the track right now that haven't won yet, you know, were in that position, I bet you they'd do the same exact move. And again, it shows how aggressive they are. And for me, I feel like, you know, there's no wonder why this year puts on a good show. It's because they're very aggressive and very competitive.
They definitely are competitive, and just look at those times on the left-hand side. You can see the smallest of margins between these drivers. Temp Fear, what can he do? This will be his only run. He looks up, but it doesn't look like it's cost him too much time. He would have got a good exit as he heads toward the final corner. Regular corner cutting in China, the stewards have decided, so that's what we run. He gets his DRS open, he comes to cross the line, that puts him up to 6th position, so 0.3 of a second off, and you're in 6th position. It's, I like what you said, Alan, when you said you love this tier, and I couldn't agree more. I think that's the best way to describe what these boys put on for us, and getting a bit feisty through turn 2 are some cars as they fight for a bit of clear track. Beastaz, he's under a bit of pressure. He's not had the best season, not had the cleanest season, and at the moment he's sitting in second. And you have to say that he scored a point last time out. He wasn't able to recover from early wing damage, and yeah, it's just interesting to see what he's going to be able to do here tonight. He'll need a good result to really put his championship back on track. 1.2 seconds cover the entire top 15. It's only Techno Thriller letting us down, but I'm sure he'll put in another quick lap very soon. Julian is on a quick lap now, having to get past some traffic though, mind.
Yeah, again, the traffic, like you mentioned, for these drivers, you're going to have to look out for it. But again, I don't think China will be a track where these drivers will be, you know, facing traffic problems. It's really just, you know, the tracks that we are in the past. I know, you know, Canada, for example, was a track where, you know, we could see that happening. Again, like you said, I wasn't there for the last race, so I didn't know the traffic problems were, you know, an exact problem. But, I mean, for Odoms, I think he was actually talking to me about it last weekend. Day after the race in another league. So again, I shouldn't sound surprised about it. I probably just forgot about it. But again, looking at these times, it shouldn't be holding people up. Because I mean, just looking at the top 14, everyone's divided by 1 second. So if you're holding someone up, you either must be a Techno Thriller on that lap, or just, you know, had a bad luck like Techno Thriller. So again, everyone's so close. I don't think anyone would be holding anyone up. It's just, it's a little surprising coming from this tier, to be honest.
Alan, I'm really sorry to say you're wrong again. Julian just got held up by Beastas big time. I don't understand. Julian was weaving. What was Beastas doing? He just didn't see him there. And not only has he ruined his the lap he's completed, Julian's now stuck behind him for this final run if he's going to complete it. But he's going to be frustrated with it. So I just don't understand. A track like China, there's plenty of room. And Julian's up 0.2 of a second, but will he lose time behind Beastas in this middle sector? That's where it's going to hurt. Black Mamba retires. 4 tenths off pole and you're sitting in 10th. That is just absolutely crazy, mind-blowing. 1.2 cover the top 15 still. 10th fear isn't going to set another lap time. Julian, I'm just running on board with him because I got a feeling this could go to the stewards. This is going to be frustrating. It looks like Beastas he's down slightly in the middle sector. Will he get some nice slipstream as they head down? We'll keep an eye on the times up top as well to see whether there's any position changes as they all come across the line now then. And yeah, look at it. If further down the straight, there's another 2 cars which are quite close. Techno Thriller, so Louis gets faster. He does a quickest time, 1:31.4. Techno Thriller 8 tenths off at the moment, sitting in 11th. MLA can't improve from 12th position. As you mentioned, 10th here in 8th, and Mally moving down. Brady improves up to 4th. What's Julian gonna be able to do here? Is he gonna be able to do anything? DRS is gonna be open. What can Beastas do? Beastas steals pole position. Looks of it. Switchy retires from the session. Julian stays in 6th. Goodness me.
I feel like if this gets brought to the stewards, Beastas is, you know, the only thing he's going to say is, well, that lap I got pole and you were 7 tenths behind me, so I wasn't holding you up. He is going to say that if this does go to the stewards. I mean, you can't blame him. You can't really back off when you really have a feel for, you know, pole position. But again, it's just crazy. Again, a lot of these people have to be self-aware when on the track sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. Look at Mr. Debut on the Force India. Up in 4th position, just behind Odem. So yeah, crazy how close it is in this field, and I can't wait to see how this race pans out. Good result for Kian as well, 8 tenths off the pole, and of course one of our esports drivers at F1 TS Hub. It's fantastic to see him up there inside the top 10. Beastas back on pole position, and 3 tenths of a second the margin between him and Louis.
Yep, again, the margin just can't be expressed enough. I mean, it says a lot about this league, again, how competitive, how close it is, and, you know, that's why I love coming back here every single Friday night, or I mean, for you Friday night, for me Friday evening, to commentate this tier. Like I said, I love it. So, I believe this will be the last, season for F1T Sub on this game, unfortunately. Actually, unfortunately, because, you know, this game hasn't been the best
hasn't been the kindest to us, has it?
Yeah. But I say that because I don't think I'll be getting 2018, but we'll see how that goes. But we're about to start this race, and again, 16 drivers look and try and prove to show that they have the might to win today's Chinese Grand Prix in Shanghai. Again, I'm excited for this race. It looks good. I can barely see any clouds in the sky, so I don't think weather will impact this race. Maybe towards the end of it, that could be a different question. But for right now, if a driver does retire, that could really help us if they give us some information. But formation lap is upon us. Beastabs on the front row once more, again with Luis. Again, those two drivers are competitive. Then it's Odom's in third. Again, against someone he knows. McSenda back and forth. Debut in the league. A fantastic qualifying position. So if the first three make a mistake, he's going to be the one that takes advantage. Back in fifth is Sean. Sixth, Brady. Seventh, Mally. Eighth, Julian. Ninth, Kian. 10th, Noah. 11th, 10th year. 12th, 10th year. Not 10th year. Black Mumbai. 13th, Techno Thriller. 14th, MLA. 15th, Switchy. And rounding out the top 16 is it's Hesky time. So,
yeah,
at this
Alan,
one off the grid, yeah.
I was just going to say that obviously the top 10 starting on their super soft tyre that they qualified on. But from there onwards, you've got 10th year on softs in 11th, Black Mamba on mediums, Techno Thriller on softs, MLA on softs, and Switchy on softs. I know from earlier in the podium race that this was the quickest way was one stopping from supers to mediums. Now I'm not sure whether some of these guys, obviously being the top guys, whether they'll be able to go from supers to softs or vice versa to the end. So we'll keep an eye on that strategy wise. Just to point out as well how close the standings are. The Drivers' Championship, Bisas leads on 87 points. Odems is in second on 83. Julian's in third on 78. Noak's in fourth on 71. So 16 points cover the top four in this championship at the moment. And Red Bull lead McLaren Honda by 5 points in the Constructors, with Ferrari a further 17 behind. So 22 points, 31 points, 33 points covering the top 5 teams in this tier. So yeah, it's we keep saying how competitive they are, and we can't, obviously the standings don't lie. And look at all these cars on the back straight. It's fantastic to see them all racing here at F1 TS Hub on a Friday night. And yeah, this is the prestige here. This is the top tier. Make sure you give us a follow at F1 TS Hub. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And of course, you can check out our website www.f1tshub.com. Formation lap almost done and dusted. I'm excited for this one. Alan, final thoughts?
No final thoughts. I think we'll bring it to the race. Obviously, just looking up front, I am just flabbergasted, to say the least, about this race. Just, again, seeing all the competitive drivers coming together. I mean, all the new drivers from the start of the season to now. Again, so many people entering, they've realized how competitive this league is, and they want to see if they have what it takes to win. And I think that's a perfect demonstration of what has gone on this season, seeing all the new drivers. And I'm, again, really excited to see how this race plays out. The Chinese Grand Prix in Shanghai for Season 11, the 5 red lights. And we are about to go green with Bisaz and Luis on the front row. And we go green in Shanghai with Bisaz and Luis on the front row. Defending already, Luis trying to get to the inside, hitting Bisaz in the first corner and spinning around. Goes Luis in the first corner. Oh, a couple other cars in the background have gone around as well. That's a Toro Rosso of Julian. So already due to getting blocked in qualifying, the person that hit Luis was Beastaz, same person who blocked Julian. So a little shocking to say the least. McSennick moves up to third, fourth and fifth. Mally and Brady going at it. Just enough room for Mally to squeeze on by to the outside. He'll have the inside in the following corner. Back down to the inside of Brady for P number 5. Trying to get it almost on the grass. He does go on the grass, goes Brady. But back around the outside should go Mally once again to the inside. These two are going at it. Nail and edge to P5. And it looks like the man who prevails is Mally. Oh, and Brady spins it. Oh, he goes around making no contact whatsoever with the wall. No damage done. But the car does go around. The weight shifted. And he actually does end up behind Julian and Luis. And by the way, Julian and Luis have already caught back up to the field, which is very impressive. Oh, one car spinning off. That's another Toro Rosso. Switchy. Oh, what a heartbreak for Toro Rosso in the opening lap. Both cars go around in different sectors and almost hits Brady. Oh, man.
What a crazy first lap that was. And 10th Fear now going side by side with Louis as he's trying to make his way back through the field. We'll talk about that incident at lap 1 as 10th Fear now comes into the pits for some wing repairs. Yeah, we'll talk about that one incident between the two starting on the front row. At the moment, we've got so much going on, we don't have time for that. We can see that VSR Louis now under attack from Julian, 0.2 of a second. Brady gets past 10th Fear in the pits, of course, so Switchy has got his car back going. He'll come into the pits for repairs and he'll battle his way. Black Mamba versus Heskey, that one's just kicked off. Black Mamba moved up a position now, so everyone inside the top 11 moving up positions. What's the Sauber going to go down the inside? Black Mamba there under attack from Heskey Time. Heskey Time's going to have the inside now for the next corner, and yeah, he's covering him off, so position gun tucked right under the nose is Black Mamba, so he obviously has confidence in the driver in front. And look at all these battles up and down the field. BSAS hasn't been able to pull away from Odems, who's up a position, as is and Switchy's retired from the race, so he's come into the pits and obviously called it a day after that one. And that causes yellow flags in Sector 1. BSAS doesn't mind too much. Sean up to 4th position as well. So it's he's been further down the field the last few races. He'll be happy to be back in the top 5. Look at all the battles throughout the field. So many under a second. It's hard to follow this one. Alan, what did you make of the contact between BSAS and Louis?
I mean, it's the first lap, first corner. Already us off the start. Somebody was defending. He should have just kept his line. And, you know, when he defends the inside and a hanging, or
safety
not a
car
corner, but, you know, safety car, yeah. Not surprised about this one. McSendit does get Sean, though. On the thing I just said that McSendit just passed Sean. But, you know, I'm not surprised it happened. But, you know, they should have been more self-aware. Again, the one thing that I've seen is that, you know, some drivers need some more self-awareness. They just need to know the drivers around them, because, I mean, yeah, they are really fast, but sometimes you have to realize where the cars are on the track. I mean, already Beast has off the start, he went down to the inside to defend and then stayed there in the first corner, and then, you know, not much room to carry the speed for Luis, and it just costed him. It's not Luis's fault at all. I'd just say it's terrible defending off the first corner.
Yeah, I think Beast has kind of left the door open, but kind of thought if you're going to stick your car there, you're going to risk an incident, and that's exactly what happened. So, yeah, we are under safety car conditions at the moment. No overtaking. We're seeing Techno Thriller and Kian swap positions slightly, but they are returned immediately, I believe. So, yeah, we're going to reset. Let's have a quick look, see who's come into the pits. And we can see the Heskey, Louis, Julian, Brady, and 10th Fear have all come into the pits. Switchy's retired. I bet he'll be regretting that one. Obviously, safety car is out now, so he would have joined right back up onto the field. As, yeah, we'll wait for the drivers outside the top 10 to do exactly that. Formed up behind the Mercedes in front. Of course, I'm referring to the safety car. But, yeah, Sean very close to 3rd position at the moment, giving his intentions of what he plans to do at the restart. And, yeah, pretty interesting. We saw both Toro Rossos not have the best of starts. And we also saw Red Bull Brady spinning, so they'll be fighting back through the field, and they've basically done a stop, and it hasn't really cost them too much time in terms of Heskey. He came in when the safety car came out. It was at perfect timing, and yeah, he hasn't really lost any positions through that as far as I can see. Maybe one, but yeah, Alan, interesting. Bit of a breather for us, but then we're gonna have to go through that. Talking, yelling, getting all excited with no breaking voice as we look to get underway. Black Mamba and MLA looks like they're shopping and changing position, but yeah, they return it. So yeah, I'm excited to get this safety car restart back underway. I hope we don't have the safety car glitch though, where it comes out every few laps. If we do, I'm sure that these guys will get accustomed to being behind the safety car, but that will affect strategy, of course.
Yes, it does. I was going to say, it's already lap 4, and the safety car did come out within the 3rd lap. You know, it may happen. It may just happen. I don't know. I honestly feel like it does, because whenever the safety car does come out, it will come out a second time. I've never seen it on this game, you know, just come out once for an actual incident. I've never seen it do its job correctly. That's what I'm trying to say. But we'll see. We'll see. The game is almost at its end, and I'm hoping they at least fix it for the final month or so. But, you know, lap 4, and really excited just looking at the field. It is a shame, you know, it does give Luis a second chance to try and, you know, work through the field, but what I'm trying to say is, looking at Luis, looking at Brady, their motive is just work through the field, pass as many people, try and get points. I mean, it's a good motive to have, but for some of these drivers, just, you know, it's unfortunate with, you know, what happened in the first lap, because you spend 12 minutes getting a good setup, getting a fantastic lap in, and then it gets ruined on the first lap of the race. So what I'm going to try and say is just they need the best of luck and just trying to, you know, be as self-aware and clean as possible while trying to be aggressive. Because, you know, I believe, I'm not sure if they have, but if I look at the stops, yeah, everyone outside of the top 10 has pitted, so they are all on mostly on the soft tires, some on the mediums. I know Black Mumbai is also on the mediums, Techno Thriller on the softs, and MLA on the softs, but other than that, everyone else is mixed on the mediums and softs outside of the top 7, so they really have an advantage to try and get a one-stop here.
Safety car coming in this lap, so BSAS is now backing the field up down the back straight. We can see them all using left and right, middle of the track, anywhere there's room. And this is going to be interesting. Some of the outside the top 10, they'll be looking to gain some positions back. Of course, the top 7 on those super soft tires will be looking to take this strategy, this stint, a little bit further than they would have planned to. BSAS doing a good job holding the field up, bunching it up. Tempfear giving himself a bit of a gap to the cars in front. I think he just wants to wait for the carnage and let it happen in front of him, but looks like BSAS has got the power down. He's opened up Rich Mix. Odems has gone with him though, and here we go. DRNS says enabled, but it won't be. Yeah, there you go. Disabled comes back on, and as we head down, it looks like BSAS has nailed this perfectly at the moment. Odems looks more under threat. Are we going to see any overtakes, potential passes into turn 1? It's not the best passing place, but if you show respect to your fellow drivers, a move can definitely be tried inside outside, as we're seeing now. Louis look to the inside to try and get past Heskey. He hasn't managed to do so. Brady behind is trying to get past Julian, who of course is out of position due to that first lap incident. So as we head down on the run to turn 5, I believe it is, Louis is going to go down the inside of Heskey. Is he going to be able to get the better traction? I imagine he will do just that. Yep, he moves up, as does Brady move up. So Julian Heskey losing a position. Round the outside goes Louis. Brilliant move inside for next corner. Job done. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yeah, I was gonna say it did look easy. Just I'm trying to look through the field. There's so many battles that could be happening in the next couple of laps. Something I was looking at again. Brady, he's so close to Julian. Both of these guys, you know, were reset from the beginning. They both qualified inside the top 10, and now they're both outside of the top 10. So both of them are going to be trying to work through the field. Same with Luis. Again, he'll be trying to work through the field. I also have to look down the straight. A lot of drivers defending down to the inside. B-Says has no threat, but Odom's going to extend it. They're trying to break up that slipstream, or at least Odom's is. You know, went down all the way to the grass line on the inside, showing back and forth. Wow, look at the move that Malley tried to defend from Nowick. Now off the hairpin, Nowick is going to have a shot at Malley. Now all of a sudden, it's Heskey time. Passes Julian, which is a little shocking due to the fact that he's on mediums compared to Julian that's on softs, and that Julian, you know, had a faster car in the beginning of the race, but he's going to try and get him back now in the first corner. They'll have him up to the inside. There's a move also with MLA and Luis. Luis trying to get back to the inside now with Beastas. They touched side pods almost. Oh, by the way, Techno Thriller made a mistake up ahead, and he's fallen down to 9th position, and now he has Luis behind him in a full train, and he needs to conduct this train to make sure nothing happens or gets out of hand, because one false move can basically be a domino effect for all the cars behind you. I mean, if everyone is running this close to each other, you know, it can cost many of these drivers, or at least, you know, let's say someone spins in front of you, you're going to run into them and get some front wing damage. It is a big possibility if that does happen.
Yeah, we haven't seen any contact, any spins, or any incidents at this safety car restart, so it's been a very clean one for these drivers. Louis looking to get through, make his mark on the field. He's not waiting for the long straight. He's going to go down the inside of Techno Thriller. This is for 9th position. Job done, beautifully done as well, might I add. Techno Thriller will try and come back at him, get a better exit out of turn 12, but Louis, that car is so hooked up that, yeah, he knows exactly where to place it as they all head down this long straight. Look at the trainer cars. Absolutely amazing to see them all go so closely together. As you mentioned, one small mistake though, as we're seeing some drivers move to the inside, looking to defend, looking to overtake. It's as look at that, the Toro Rosso goes down the inside of Brady, so Julian moves ahead. Brady's going to keep it on the inside to the final corner, and are they going to go side by side? They do, but Julian has to back out of that one. He's going to have a run down to the first corner though. Alan, give me a break here. Sean also moving in on the podium positions. Julian has a look, backs out of it. It's all happening.
Yeah, Jen, it's just so hard to try and describe this. Again, look back at the Tetsky time. Right behind Julian, there's Brady, there's MLA, there's a move up for 8th place. Luis, flying by Black Mumbai. He's back inside the top 10, and he's been flying on those soft tires, and now he's going to pass the first super soft runner of the day that is not pitted, and that is Kian, of course, right in front of him, which is coincidence because that is his teammate. They're in both different strategies because, of course, Luis spun on the opening lap, going back behind, trying to look for a gap to look at. Again, just trying to look. There's Brady, again, looking against MLA. MLA defends well. Lap 7, he'll have the inside. And a tough corner, one's gap to give. They both nudge, and they're both going to get away with it. And here comes the Toro Rosso. He tried looking down the inside. Julian thinks better of it, and he's going to run right into the back of MLA. And now Brady flies down to the inside. He made the move work. He's going to have the inside in this corner, but defends well from MLA. And now there's only 3 medium runners out there on track. They're 9th, 14th, and 15th. There's a move for 7th. Luis gets by
I think that's
his teammate.
orchestrated, perhaps orchestrated.
Yep, Noak, Malley, both going at it now for P number 5, a top 5 position, which awards at least 10 points and above. A yellow in sector 3, who could have that been for? Oh, that is Tech made a mistake in the hairpin.
Looks like he's got wing damage on left-hand side, so we'll be coming into the pits. And look at this, Julian trying to go around the outside of MLA. This is going to be amazing if he's able to do it. His tyre's changing colour, and wow, well done, Codemasters. That's something only Julian could do through turn 1, perhaps, going from mediums to soft tyres. Tempfear in the pits to fix that damage, and he's so unlucky as now Noak and Sean Malley go side by side as through the air pit. Looks like Noak's got the position now. Techno Thriller moves ahead of Kian. He looks like he's struggling now on those super softs. Techno Thriller, Kian side by side. They battled last season in the podium tier. They're both in the top tier now, still banging wheels. The Red Bull behind looking to close in on the action and try and take advantage. Isn't able to get past Kian. Techno Thriller does though as they head towards. And look at that, Techno Thriller gets a poor exit off the track. Kian gets back through, and so does the Red Bull. Now the Toro Rosso's attacking the Force India. Crazy stuff here. How are we going to put this race into a highlight video?
You know, I was going to say, I don't think you need a highlight video. If you want to do a highlight video, this is it. This is it. Everything you see is really a highlight of the race. So much stuff going on at once. Too much to cover. And there's wheel to wheel for P9. Brady and Kian going at it. Brady on the outside. To the inside is Kian. Both nudging. One gets run off. Brady gets run off. There's a move. Oh, Odem's into the pits. I thought there was a mistake, but McSendit moves up to 2nd place now. And, oh God, again, you know, Odem's the first one to make a scheduled pit stop. Do you think many people are going to follow him next lap?
Odem's left the session, so he's obviously had connection issues, and his computer's actually put him in the pits. So from 2nd place, he's gone all the way down to 14th position now. And he's fitted the medium tire, so he'll be able to go to the end on that. But still not ideal for Odem's, and who's disconnected. Hopefully he'll be able to get back in and try and salvage something. He's fighting for this championship, but we'll talk about championship in a minute. Look at the Toro Rosso versus the Force India side by side into turn 5. Be careful not to hit the car in front. Brilliant racing here. Brady moving up ahead. Kia moving down a couple of positions now. And yeah, Louis up into 6th position. Good recovery so far from him. Sean back onto the podium. He's closing in on McSendit. And Jesus, help us commentate on this one. Memolet all over the back as well of this train. So it's all happening. 0.2 of a second separating them all. And Odem's joined back in the session. He'll go, how have I gone to 14th position? He'll see those white striped tyres and he'll think, oh, at least I can try and, you know, it hasn't cost him as much time because he wasn't out on track the entire time he's disconnected. But that's still going to be a painful sight to see. And I imagine there'll be a few swear words coming out of his mouth right now. Look at this, VSR Louis versus Malley as they head down the straight. Louis is going to try and go around the outside into the hairpin. Is Malley just going to run him out of road? Gives him half a car's width. Louis tries to take it but has to lift off slightly. Malley's going to keep the position for another corner as, yeah, lap 10 out of 28. This race, amazing.
I think that word amazing is an understatement for some of these guys. I was going to say now Kian into the pits. The following lap, I don't think it'll be too much of a problem for Odoms. I mean, yeah, he did pit pretty early on those medium tires. The game did him a favor, put him on the medium tires. The game really did him a favor. He doesn't have to worry about speeding into the pits. The game did it for him. No penalty for him, so he did get lucky on that part. Hopefully he gets by Kian now, because that'll really just show where he is on track. No, he's nowhere close to Kian. So yeah, it did hurt him quite a lot, but he's going to barely get him, barely around and turn 1. Kian and Odoms very close to get out the inside this time. They'll get by Kian, fighting through, and just enough room to hold the inside. Goes Kian, but around the outside with just enough speed. Odoms will try and hang it, but Kian comes back strong. Wheel to wheel as we head down towards the end of Sector 1, and Odoms defending pretty well. Just gonna be just enough to clear him in the corner, and yes, it does. Odoms wins that battle.
Brilliantly overtaken
Sean,
there, Odoms. Sorry.
Sean,
he placed his car. Yeah, he placed his car perfectly. As we've run further up the order, we'll skip straight to Sean versus McSendit. This is a battle for second and third position into the hairpin. McSendit goes defensive. Sean's going to do the switchback. He's got a much better exit. McSendit's going to have the inside into final corner. Are they going to go side by side? This isn't the best place to do that. No, McSendit comes into the pit lane, so he's giving up on those super soft tires. He's coming for a new set of boots and gets the car slowed down nicely. And there you have it. And he's into the pits, as is Mally. So 2 drivers from the top 8 coming into the pits now, and yeah, BSAS, he's got a 4.6 second lead. He's looking comfortable at the moment, but we've seen in this race anything can happen. Alan, I don't wanna glitch anything, but I think the safety cars worked. Like it came out when a car retired, and it hasn't glitched, it hasn't come back out, and it did what it was meant to do.
I feel like it's only working because I said it's still broken. I think that's why it's working.
Good stuff, Alan. Good stuff.
Yeah, lap 11 now, out of 28. And I am going to say this. I forgot to say this when we started this, but in exactly around 20 minutes or so, I am going to have to head off. So a couple minutes before the race does end, around 10 minutes or so, a couple laps before, I will be heading off, and Nick will be doing the end of this race, so that is why. So at least I'm here for the next 20 more minutes. BSAS still leads. There's only 3 drivers left on track remaining on those super soft tires, so they do have to pit eventually. BSAS is extending it, so is Sean and Noah. And Noah is reasonably close to Sean to try and at least get some slipstream. Luis has made a good comeback. He is 4 tenths close to Noah, and he's been running pretty well today. So a good comeback from Luis. Do you think he's going to get a top 5 out of this, or it's going to be tough for him?
Look at this, Alan. He was, there's been a pass for second. Yeah, so, sorry, that's Sean coming into pits as his BSAS. But, look at that. Louis going into the lead now, net lead ahead of Noack down the main straight. Louis was basically in the last few places at the start of this safety car train. I think he was in 13th place or something like that. Before BSAS pitted, he was 5 seconds off the lead, and he's worked his way through all those cars to do that. So it just shows you the pace that Louis has today. And yeah, of course, this is net lead because he has pitted. He will have to stop again, though, I believe.
Yeah, again, just looking at it. Odoms came back on the session, sets the fastest lap of 1:36.8. Incredible pace from someone who just rejoined the session. He's still down in 13th, so really just goes to show how that disconnecting from the session did really kill his chances. But he's going to be fighting back now through the field. But I will point out lap 12 out of 28. We were almost halfway through. Luis still out there and trying to extend on those tires as much as possible. Really, because if you notice. If you go to the stops detail, he has made a pit stop. So when the safety car came out when he spun on the first lap, he took that advantage. He took that use. He pitted during the safety car, put on the soft tires. So he is going to be pitting for super softs late in the race. So he will be leading for a while now. But again, maybe another set of softs. I don't know, because I don't think super softs can do it from those soft tires. What do you think he's going to, Luis is trying to do right now?
I think he'll have to do a 2-stop race, but what'll happen is he'll be super quick towards the end of the race. And with that speed, I don't see any reason why he can't challenge for this win. Black Mamba, the only driver, as well as MLA, Black Mamba and MLA, the only 2 drivers not to pit. Noack comes in this lap. So yeah, looking pretty tasty as we're seeing the Red Bull versus the Toro Rosso. So sister teams going head to head. Noak's falling down the order in that pit stop. And look at this, so close, 0.2 of a second between these two. Lap 13 out of 28. I honestly don't remember any race I've watched on Formula 1 in real life, on this game, on any stream I've watched, any league, or our league, that's been as much close battles and competitiveness that we've seen here today, Alan.
Again, saying this league is competitive is an understatement. A lot of these drivers are literally the exact same pace, and it just goes down to not making mistakes in qualifying. That's really the running order. That's how I see it. But if you look from other drivers' standpoints, it's these what-if situations that they put themselves in. Maybe saying, what if I didn't lock up in this corner? What if I didn't run wide in this corner? What if I put on these tires in qualifying? Really could determine where they do run in the race. I mean, even when I league race, I
Brady
ask
goes wide.
Questions. I mean, like, yeah, again, just a mistake. It did cost him a position or two, but for Brady, you know, he's still in the top 4. He's still pitted when the safety car came out, so he still has that advantage. But like I was saying, you know, when you league race, a lot of times you ask yourself questions, those what-if questions. By the way, Brady under attack from MLA for 4th place right now, and he's going to try to get the switchback and successfully does it. Almost hit MLA, but, you know, it's either a go big or go home situation there. When you're inches apart from someone doing the switchback, it's either you hit them, break your front wing, or the switchback works. You don't get in a situation where you do the switchback and it doesn't work. But yeah, there's many battles. There's McSenna, it's Heskey time and hits the barrier coming into the pits. Also a battle I did notice down in the order. I think it was believed Noak and Mally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you were talking about the switchback, that's exactly what Noak did on Mally, so that's why he's ahead at the moment. Techno Thriller moving ahead, of course. Odin's moving ahead of Heskey time, as is Kian. So all these drivers on the mediums definitely going to the end. Unless they pitted under the safety car, it'll be tough. If they started on him, it'll be even tougher. 0.6 of a second MLA's behind Brady, so he wasn't able to take advantage of that mistake that Brady made. But he'll have some DRS on this lap. Noak under attack from Mally, so that battle's continuing. Odems versus Kian. This one's getting tasty. Down the inside goes Kian. Oh, Odens moves in the braking zone, pushes him right off the track. Kian gets a penalty for that as well. That was completely uncalled for. Kian's retired from the session. What was Odems thinking? We've seen this so many times of Odems. He's so quick. He deserves to be where he is in the championship, and then he just does silly things like that. I don't know whether there was any lag involved. Give him the benefit of the doubt and say there was, but heartbreak for Kian. He was on a good strategy. He could have done a good result, and what was Odems thinking there? There's no need for that. This isn't the last lap, and yeah, another trip to the stewards, I imagine Odems will be this weekend.
Yeah, again, the stewards are always active after every race because every driver wants a position so much that, you know, sometimes they put themselves in situations where it just hurts them. I mean, he was already, that adds insult to injury. He'll probably get a penalty for that. And remember, he already got a penalty of his own, disconnecting from the session. He's already outside of the top 10. It hurts worse when you're probably going to get 5 or 10 seconds, for an example, for a penalty just for a move like that. It basically took him out of the race, and he retired due to it. MLA comes out of the pits. He'll be close to Odems right now. But MLA, close, but Odems still far behind Fear. Second or so behind of Odems.
Odems goes off
wide. Almost tried to hit him.
That was close. Odems is retired from the session. He's frustrated with that disconnection, but I don't understand the point in, you know, retiring. Could get another safety car, and you know, Odems fighting for the championship. He's got to keep a cool head, but we'll talk about that. Beastas, he was leading this race, of course. He's closing in on VSR Brady for 4th position.
Again, it's shocking. I'm not sure if he tried to take him out on purpose. I don't know. I don't want to accuse anyone of anything, but he ran wide on purpose. It felt like he was slowing down on purpose, waiting. He didn't rejoin automatically once he got off the track. I mean, yeah, I realized there's grass, but once he went onto the asphalt, he stayed there. And then once he saw, who was it? It was someone in the Williams, I believe. I'm not sure even if it was a Williams. He saw a car coming, and it felt like he just tried to turn right into him. It was Tempbeer, and he barely missed him. And once he knew he missed, he retired. So I'm not sure what he was trying to do. I'm not sure if Tempbeer hit him in the. I don't know. We're gonna have to ask him that.
Yeah, we definitely will. And yeah, 13 runners left in the session now. And here we go. We've got lap 16 out of 28. And how far can Louis go on those soft tires? Black Mamba also in second. So Julian as well, I believe, pitted under the safety car. It's going to be really difficult to work out exactly where everyone is. So we're almost going to have to wait for maybe another 5 or so laps. Anyone who's going to stop a second time will do so before lap 21, so they can fit the super soft tires and take it to the end of the race. But Jesus, what a good race this is so far. Julian closing in on Black Mamba now too, and yeah, for the first time we don't have anyone within a second. So take a deep breath, Alan, and I'm sure we're gonna need it in a little while.
Yep, I'm looking at it. I was going to point out something else. I was looking to the field, and the only gap that I noticed that is below 1 second is Julian in third and Black Mumbai in second. However, that gap is coming down very quickly because, you know, Julian's on the softs, Black Mumbai on the mediums, and eventually there will be a passer position. I forgot my mic is a lot farther away from I am right now, so I moved it closer. But yeah, like I was saying, also Noik is reeling in Sean, who, again, they're on different tire compounds, despite the game showing him on super softs. He is on the soft tires. So just trying to show everyone. And looking to the field, everyone looks competitive. Julian already 4/10 closer to Black Mumbai, so this lap should be the move for second position, and it should come with 12 laps to go. So it looks the inevitable for a move to happen. It's just Black Mumbai. He's vulnerable right now to Julian. He has no defending. His tires are dying out on him, and there's not much grip on him compared to those soft tires. But eventually down the line, once Julian gets maybe a couple laps after, those softs are going to die off a lot quicker than those mediums. So really, it's just a test of time to see how well they can conserve those tires. But again, second place right now, third place Julian. Julian trying to get by. I think he's going to try to wait till the straightaway, as Black Mumbai ran off in the corner before. Julian turned in too early, so both of them making mistakes under pressure. They also have BSAS, run.
Oh, not sure what happened to your mic there, Alan, but Black Mamba, yeah, we'll continue this one. As also Noix attacking Sean, so both 0.3 of a second these battles will stay on the one for the podium places, and worth more points this one. But we know Sean and Noik have had incidents in the past. Julian goes down the inside. Is he able to do it on the brakes? He gets given half a car's width, but I don't think he'll be able to get the better exit. Let's switch over to Sean versus Noik. They are almost side by side the same, and look at this, it's crazy tight. Sean does the switchback. Noik gets a bit of a rough exit. Sean looks like he's going to try and go around the outside, but I think Noik could have this. No, Sean cuts the corner slightly across the grass, and is he? Yeah, he's got DRS, so this is going to be a battle into turn one. Sean tucks back in. Is he going to try and sweep round the outside? And yeah, look at that one. He's able to it looks like he's kept the position for now. Brady in the pits, so that'll be his second stop, I believe. Techno moving ahead because of that, and Sean frustrated not to get past Noik this time around, but Julian, he's in the same boat at the moment. MLA moves up ahead of Brady as Brady comes out in 11th place after his final pit stop. But we'll continue this one on. We'll switch back over to Black Mamba and Julian, 0.4 of a second as they head towards the back straight. BSAS closing in too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sorry, it's just in the middle when I was talking, my mic just disconnected for no reason. I had to quickly plug it in again, replug it in. But yeah, like I was saying, Julian right behind, that is still 4:10. So again, last lap it was 2 seconds that BSAS was close to Julian. Now it's 1 second less than that, now 9/10. So he is really reeling them in. Julian needs to make a move now, so then he can have a little barrier between himself and BSAS, because he is wasting himself some time being behind Black Mumbai. He actually may try move, weaving twice down the straight Black Mumbai, and moving on the braking. What is he doing? Broken front wing from somebody. I'm not sure. I think, yeah, that was
looks
from
blue.
Julian. Yeah, I'm not sure when he was doing that. That probably is going to the stewards, and diving into the pits goes Julian.
Yeah,
so,
I
again,
think that was definitely a
tensions
blue wing, so it's got to be the Toro Rosso, because the other car behind was orange. So McSendit up into 4th position now as Julian comes in to pit for repairs.
Yeah, a bummer. Again, he was on the first lap. He tried to recover from it after spinning, and now he's recovered, and then this happens, and again, it adds insult to injury. So it's a tough day for him. It's tough for him to come back from it.
What do you think Louis is going to do? Do you think he'll try and continue on to the end of the race, or do you think he'll pit maybe next lap for a set of super soft tires? If he pits now, I reckon he'll come out in about 6th or 7th position. So I have a few cars to pass. So BSAS is looking pretty. Black Mamba, I'm not sure when he came in, so we'll have to wait and see how far he's able to go. But BSAS closing in on him anyway. That looks like different compounds of tires, older tires as well for Mamba. I'm sure that'll be a fairly straightforward path for BSAS down the straight. No one else in DRS at the moment. Julian fitted those super soft tires. He'll be lighting up the timing screens.
Yeah, so again, just looking at 19 out of 28, 10 laps to go. Now, as BSAS will get closer to Black Mumbai, and puts on a move down to the inside. Now, that's shocking that Black Mumbai didn't really try defending against BSAS, but when it was Julian, he was super aggressive. Do you think there's a reason behind that, or do you think that he just saw BSAS, he knew he was a faster car, and just let him by and have the inside?
Yeah, I definitely think that's the case. VSR Louis in the pits, by the way, so I said he'll be coming in for a second stop. He definitely has done that. We'll see where it comes out. I reckon 6th or 7th. Let's see whether my calculations are anywhere near correct. Excuse me. He comes out the pit lane now. He's in 6th. Matty's gonna stay behind. So 6th, I was quite close there. That means that he is about 10, 11 seconds off the lead. Can he do that in 8 laps? Yes, he definitely can. We are on lap 20 out of 28. This is the Prestige tier, our top tier at F1 TS Hub. Race every week at 9 PM, and they put on a brilliant show. Temp Fear coming into the pits again. So Julian on the back of MLA and Brady. So this is another battle holding up for the final couple points scoring positions. Hello to everyone watching. Thank you for all your comments. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And here we go down to the inside. MLA goes defensive. Going to try to switch back is Brady. Fresher tires, the better compound. Gets a poor exit though. MLA is going to keep the inside. Will Brady be able to hold it round the outside? Brilliant move as he is. And no, it looks like MLA is just coming off. Brady forces his way back down the inside. MLA is going to keep the inside for the next corner. Julian's just sitting there saying, please guys, move out my way. I've got these fresh, super soft tires on. Brady now is going side by side with the Toro Rosso. MLA gets a bit of a breathing space. We can see that Louis is all over the back of Sean too. So I don't know which one to watch, but MLA keeps the position for now. We'll switch over. Sean versus Louis down into the braking zone. Hairpin. Louis goes on the inside. Sean gives him room. He's going to try to switch back, but he knows that Louis is a quicker car, quicker compound. Black Mamba into the pits.
Yeah, again, some drivers pitting. Finally, it was just, again, I wouldn't say it was a laggard of him to stay out on the track, but it was just slowing him down so much, staying on old tires that really did not have much grip to begin with. So we enter with 8 laps to go, and he's going to make a move to the super softs, try and push till the end, get that fast lap. He is going to be in some clean air, so he does have some sort of advantage, but also Black Mumbai, you know, he's going to be trying to race as clean as possible, as yet trying to get a fast lap and also try and push the field. Remember, he could be brought to the stewards by Julian, who, remember, 3 seconds is right behind him. So, awkward situation. Let's say if they both reel each other in, that'll be sort of awkward if they find a way to come together in the race. But 8 laps to go. BSAS finds his way up towards the front. Second is McSendit on his debut. Third is Noah. Fourth is Luis after recovering on the spin in the first lap. Fifth is Sean. Sixth is Mally. 7th Techno Thriller. 8th Black Mamba. 9th Julian. 10th MLA. That rounds out the top 10. The remainder of the drivers we have are Brady, Teski Time, and Temp Fear. Those are the drivers that did not have the best of start, could not recover. And I actually think a left front and big front wing damage for Brady. I'm looking, he does have he's getting a lot of understeer as well. Same with MLA. MLA has some, I thought he had some front wing damage. I think it was just a glitch. But yeah, Brady has tons of front wing damage. He's having a lot of understeer right now, and that's why Teski Time is reeling him in at this rate.
And yeah, look at this. Noik, this is for 2nd and 3rd position. Louis there too. So BSAS is the only man that can breathe a little bit. Techno Thriller is under attack. Mali's got a bit of a gap too, so he's okay. Obviously, Hesky Time, he's got a gap to the car behind. And Brady, excuse me, he's got a bit of a gap. So Kean's left the session. And Techno Thriller is under attack from Black Mamba at the moment. So Black Mamba on those fresh super soft tires. A few drivers doing the 2-stop, a few sticking with the 1, and you have to say that safety car really relaxed that one-stop strategy even more so. And yeah, it's so interesting, so crazy. Brady gets spinning in the pit lane. That's going to be disappointing for him. He's retired from the session. He's called it a day in the pit lane. And sorry, my voice is going slightly. Alan, lap 22 out of 28. All to play for here still.
Yeah, definitely. Again, just looking to field 22 out of 28 laps. Again, Noik is close to McSendit. It is 5 tenths. Also looking behind, there's 2 tenths. Black Mumbai close to Techno Thriller. He's reeled him in, and he's going to try and make a move here. Black Mumbai all over Techno Thriller. Super softs against mediums. He may try and move down to the inside. Will he? Yes, he does. A dive to the inside. He'll try and get the switchback, but he'll have a disadvantage during this corner around the outside, and he's going to cut him off. Techno Thriller had the move on the outside, just could not get it, and Temphier has retired. Another disappointing result for Temphier. He hopes to come back next week and get a better one, but for today, he's going to have to park the car 23 laps into this race. And now Noik, he is around 3 tenths, right behind McSendit. And then there's 2 tenths with Techno Thriller and Black Mumbai. And again, 2 drivers really close to each other. And then there's Julian not far behind. The more they battle, the more Julian is able to reel him in. But Noik right now, 3 tenths behind McSendit. McSendit is still in second. And as it stands right now, these two seem pretty equal. But of course, Noik reeling in McSendit. And I am going to have to tell you, Nick, that it is 5:01, or at least 10:01 for you, so I am going to have to head off. Good luck for the rest of the race, and I hope to see you guys next week. I probably will. I have nothing going on, so again, good luck, Nick, and I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, Alan. Thanks for your commentary tonight. 5 laps to go in this one, and I'll take it from here. So, yeah, Beasthouse leads at the moment. We can see that Noik is attacking McSendit for second place in his debut race at F1 TS Hub. I'm sure he'll be enjoying the competitiveness of this field. No, McSendit's down the inside, thinks better of it. McSendit gives him room, but yeah, I wonder if Noik's going to send it down the inside into this heavy braking zone as Alan leaves the session. And you got Louis there as well. He's on the quickest tire. You have to say he was pretty quick over 1 lap too. So this will be interesting between these 3. We'll stay on board. We know Julian's closing in on Techno Thriller, as is Mally on Sean, but this one's the one to watch. Keeping the position at the moment. Louis just biding his time. He doesn't need any wing damage. Does he think this is the best he can get? Can he close Beasthouse? That'll be a tough ask in the remaining laps, but he definitely reckons he can get these 2 cars to finish best up. And look how close Noik is tucked up behind McSendit. Doesn't try around the inside. He's going to try the inside this time. Is he going to be able to do it with the extra grip? McSendit round the outside. Perhaps didn't see that one coming. Is he able to stuck it down the inside next corner? They touch wheels and they're going to go side by side through turn 2. The Williams driver as well now trying to get in on the action. We'll have to switch. Look at this. Are they going to go 3 wide? Come on, give us a better camera angle in this broadcast view is what we want. And look at that, Noik sends it down the inside to move up into second position. Louis as well with the extra grip, looking to try and take advantage of this. And as they go round the sweeping 5 and 6, heading towards what the course is, the back straight with the big DRS zone. Is Louis going to try down the inside here? He thinks it. McSendit gives him plenty of room, and yeah, you have to say concedes the position as Louis will now chase on for second place. We'll switch further down the order. We can see that Sean and Mally are coming through the same sequence of corner. Sean gets on the curb quite viciously. Mally now right behind him. Locks up there. Mally gets the better entrance into the corner, better exit as well. So this is going to be a slipstream move into the final braking zone, heavy braking zone of the calendar, I should say. So the hairpin, yes, is ever so close. 1.5 tenths of a second. DRS is going to pop open for that McLaren. So, like 2008 and 2007, McLaren versus Ferrari, as Mally moves to the inside, and it looks like he's got the job done late on the brakes. Sean does the switchback, doesn't give him too much room on the outside, and I don't blame him there, as Louis now all over the black of Noik for second place. It's Beasthouse's day, it looks like, and look at that down the inside. Is Louis going to be able to do it? Noik covers him off. Louis is going to get a supreme exit as he takes a wide entry, and yeah, goes sweet down the inside through turn 2. So he's got the position. He'll go defensive now, and you have to say with the extra grip, he'll sail off and start closing that gap to Beasthouse. I reckon it could be too little too late. Lap 25 out of 28, BSAS leads. Louis back up to second after spinning off on lap 1. Heskey into the pits outside the points in 11th position. Let's switch further down. Sean still under attack from Mali. The rest of the drivers have at least a second between them. Just Malloy, who's unfortunately missing this race, pointing out that Red Bull leading the championship was scoring no points today. So yeah, we mentioned that earlier on in the stream, and it's a disappointing day for them at the moment. Both cars retiring from the session, be it their drivers pressing start and doing so manually. But Sean just getting a gap to Mali, so all over a second now are these cars. We haven't seen that very often in this race. And I expect some to start coming back within that window. Noik trying to hang on to Louis as well, but almost a second is what Louis closing on BSAS. But lap 26 out of 28, not long enough to get that gap down unless BSAS makes a mistake, which we rarely see from the defending champion. Odem's on the stream as well, explaining why he retired. Faulty car, he reckons. But I wonder what that move was into the braking zone with Kian. As we see that Black Mamba close in on Mali for 6th position now. Obviously he made that late stop for those super soft tyres, so it'll be interesting to see. Mali's gone from the attacker to the defender. And we'll see what his racing skills are going to be in store. They come round turn 5 and 6. Black Mamba looking supreme on those quickest, freshest tyres as closing in now on Mali. I imagine Sean will be next up the road for Black Mamba if he's able to pass. Of course, going to be a good point scoring day for McLaren as Black Mamba goes well wide off the track there. And what's he going to do here? Wait for the slipstream, wait for the DRS. You'd imagine that's exactly the best way to get this job done. MLA in 10th position, by the way. And yeah, Julian recovering to 8th. Couple incidents, scrappy race for Julian. And I'm sure he'll be very disappointed. He'll probably go take something to the stewards because any time that he was involved in an incident, it really didn't look like he was the one to blame. But it's not always easy to see. As look at this, Black Mamba sends a late move down the inside. He didn't almost plan to, but Mali left him room, and then it got to the point where it was too late of no return. He had to kind of go the inside, but he's backed out of it. Mali's kept the position, but now he's got supreme exit as they head down the start-finish straight. Penultimate lap, BSAS is on, leads by just under 6 seconds now. Noik in 3rd position at the moment. Mixendit on his debut. Black Mamba ahead of Mali, so got the position done there into turn 1. That was quite straightforward as he's going to chase down Sean. Mali needs to be careful because he's got Julian there. So I said these gaps would come back under a second, and they definitely have done so. Closing stages of this race. This is going to be a race to talk about for seasons and years to come at F1 TS Hub. Remember this. Prestige tier, season 11, round 8 in China. You'll talk about this one, and yeah, you might even tell your grandkids. But all over the back of Mali is Julian. Not had the best races. Those super soft tyres really working well. And as they head down, is he going to try go around the outside here? Not many times do you see an overtake completed there, but down this back straight is where you see most of the action. Brilliant slipstream. He's tucked right under the rear wing of that McLaren, and I imagine he'll be nearly alongside before they even get to the DRS zone. So look at that. Mali going defensive, doesn't want to lose another position. Valuable points for McLaren with Red Bull not scoring today. What can Julian do? Can he do late round the outside? No, Mali holds it, but gives him room. Fair play to both of them, as didn't look like any contact. Julian moves up a position, and Mali loses down into 8th position. So yeah, Black Mamba on the back of Sean. We'll turn our attentions back over to this one as we begin the final lap of this race. Round 8 in China, 75% of the season complete. So, Jesus, where has it all gone? It's gone so quickly, I'll tell you that. 3 tiers at F1 TS Hub now. Podium at 7 PM, Pinnacle at 8 PM, and Prestige at 9 PM. This one has had the highest attendance, has had the closest field, and has had some pretty exciting battles. Down the inside goes Black Mamba. Sean gives him half room, but kind of closes the door halfway through. Black Mamba, again, it didn't look like he wanted to actually overtake there, but the opportunity arose and he kind of had nowhere to go. Sent it down the inside. The extra grip he gets through these fast corners is amazing on those tyres. Side by side almost. He has to take to the grass there, as Sean gives him a little squeeze just to say you ain't having it that easy. And I know Sean, he'll be enjoying this type of battle. 5th position, 10 valuable points up for grabs at the moment. And Ferrari need those points as well. Do Renault as they head down the back straight. We'll switch over to BSAS. He's exiting, coming towards the final corner for the final time here. Lap 28 out of 28. BSAS pole position. Contact the turn 1. There'll be talk of that after. He weaves. He's happy. BSAS takes the win. Louis, what a recovery drive. Any man that argues he doesn't know how to race, Louis is a man on a mission. He is one of the top drivers on this game. Noik finishes 3rd position. Extended on his debut, finishes in 4th. Sean, he's holding off Black Mamba for 5th position now. I had a feeling if this was raced 1 lap longer, it looked like, as he crosses the line, just keeps a position. Julian as well pins it. So they're all having a bit of fun as they cross the line. Techno Thriller comes home in 9th position, just behind Mali. MLA will come home in 10th. And it's Heskey time. We'll round out the top 11, all of our finishers. He's still got the long back straight to go, so shows you he was a little off the pace today, was Heskey time, but he had some good battles earlier on. Bit of some incidents in the first couple of laps, but well, this is a crazy race, and as I said, I've thoroughly enjoyed this. I hope you guys have too, and thank you all for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And yeah, my voice is going to be taking a beating after this race, but nevertheless, it was all worth it. I can't wait to see the highlights of this one. Of course, Odems does our highlights every week, so big shout out and thanks to all the work he does for F1 TS Hub. Even if he didn't have the result he wanted today, that is our 11 drivers who complete the race. 16 we started with, and my golly, was it a good one. Let's give you the official results after some champagne. BSAS celebrates in his McLaren. I believe that's his 3rd win of the season. Correct me if I'm wrong though. But yeah, crazy race. Malloy describes it. And yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that one. I hope you did too. As I said, that'll be a race to watch back for sure. That'll be a race to talk about in the coming weeks, the coming seasons. And the McLaren boys, they're happy today. Let's switch over to the results and we'll give you one final run through. BSAS wins. Louis finishes 2nd. Noik 3rd. Extended finishes 4th on his debut. Well done to him. And Sean back in the top 5. Black Mamba 6th. Julian 7th. That'll be Mali in 8th. Techno Thriller 9th. MLA rounds out the point scoring positions. 30 seconds off his main rival last season. Heskey time finishes 11th. Then you've got the Mercedes, which is 10th here DNF'd. You've got Red Bull, which is Brady DNF'd. Odems DNF'd. The Williams, that was Kian who DNF'd after that contact with Odems. And then the other Toro Rosso, Sitchi, who had a incident-packed first couple of laps and he retired from the session. Thank you very much everyone for joining us. As I said, it's been another great night of racing at F1 TS Hub. Thank you to the Podium, Pinnacle and Prestige tiers for a great show here tonight. We'll be back next week for round 9 of season 11 as we close in on the final few races of F1 2017. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. I'll see you next week.